Hello again, everyone. It's Pastor Katie. I am coming to you. It's still Earth Week, and I have been stuck thinking about this idea of how big the world really is. So, one of the things that I think I've struggled with during quarantine and kind of being at home is that it's really hard to gain perspective on my life, on what's really happening in the world, on really understanding what's going on. And I think it's easy to get kind of like self-absorbed in it. I'm not around other people. I'm not really thinking too much about other people. I think I can get in this like, everything's terrible. I hate this is so bad. And this kind of like self-loathing place that is more accessible to me now in the midst of pandemic because I am isolated and I'm not able to be with other people and to see what they're going through, to see the hardships that they might be experiencing, and that kind of relationship is gone, and that's really hard. And so as I've been thinking about this with Earth Week, I've also been thinking about how much creation gives us perspective on our lives. If you sit outside at night under the stars, your life seems a little less significant. The problems don't seem so big. When you are, watching the birds eat at the bird feeder, or the squirrels run around, you get a different perspective on life, I think. And that is one of the glories of creation, is that this world is so big and filled with so many people that we're able to gain a little bit of perspective, I think, when we engage with nature. I think it certainly helps clear my head when I'm out and about walking. But I also think that there's this vastness of the world, of the universe, that helps us see that it's not all about us. And I think right now it's really hard to step outside of ourselves and see others, because we can't see others, right? It's hard for us to empathize with others right now because we're not around them and we're not able to communicate in the same ways. Even talking to people on the phone, through video chat, seeing this video, you don't know. There's still a lot that we can't get from all of the means of communication in our technology. And I think my hope is that by really looking at the creation that God has given us, we're able to understand ourselves and to gain a little bit more perspective about what it means to stay at home. I think so much of this quarantine is about staying home so that we can protect others, and that it is not just about us and our thoughts and our feelings, but it's also about us as a community, as a whole, protecting people who are the most vulnerable among us. And that's why we're doing this. And that becomes harder and harder the further we become from others. I think it's harder when all I see is, my life day in and day out. It's hard to imagine how scary this might be for someone that does have an immune deficiency, or someone that does have asthma or heart conditions or things that make COVID very dangerous for them. I think it's easy to get lost in it. So I encourage you today and every day, even though it's a gray day. I'm not putting in my contacts today because I'm not going to need sunglasses at all. I will not be going outside. It's gray, it's rainy. That doesn't help. But I think to encourage us to think about the vastness of God's creation, how big it really is, and how important it is that it's all of our responsibilities to protect it. And that includes doing what we do through recycling and all of those earth care measures, but I also think it's part of the quarantine, that part of the way that we protect God's creation is by protecting one another and staying at home and staying safe. And when we do go out, to make sure that we're taking precautions to ensure that we're all being safe. Because it's not all about us. It's about each other. So I hope that you are able to gain perspective today, that you're able to see the vastness that God has created, the goodness that God created from day one. And I pray that you are able to see that today and every day. Thanks, folks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.